Leading the Nightline tonight, Sarawak is set for greater success this year through strategic state initiatives to strengthen the economy and enhance public well-being. Premier Dato' Padi Dan Sri Abang Johari Tunabeng says these include expanding airborne destinations, operationalising Bintulu Port, and implementing the free tertiary education scheme. As the state marks the Year of the Horse, he urges the people to uphold strength, perseverance and resilience in facing an uncertain future.
Namun begitu, Sarawak terus menunjukkan ketahanan ekonomi yang kukuh. Hasil daripada dasar yang jelas dan strategik oleh kerjaan GPS dan kerjasama erat di kalangan semua lapisan masyarakat di bumi Kenyalang yang bertuah ini.
In his Chinese New Year message, Abang Johari adds that the Autonomous Rapid Transit ART service is also expected to be implemented in the fourth quarter of this year. He says the Year of the Horse also opens wider opportunities for cooperation between Sarawak and foreign countries, including Indonesia, particularly in cross-border green energy generation and transmission, as well as high technology development in the semiconductor sector.
2 minggu lalu, saya telah menghadiri sidang kemuncak ekonomi Indonesia 2026 di mana Menteri Penyelarasan Hal Ehwal Ekonomi Indonesia telah menyatakan keinginan untuk bekerjasama dengan Sarawak dalam bidang semikonduktor kerana Sarawak sudah menampakkan kejayaan dalam bidang ini.
In this regard, he says Sarawak must become a technology creator and not merely a technology user in order to move beyond being a low technology-based region. The Sarawak government is ramping up efforts to develop local football talent, determined to see more young Sarawakians rise to the professional ranks. Sarawak Premier Dato' Padi Dan Sri Abang Johari Tunabeng says continuous support is key to polishing homegrown players and giving them the platform to compete at the highest level.
Kita menyokong kegiatan itu kena nak naga bakat-bakat anak-anak Sarawak yang boleh menjadi pemain football profesional di masa depan. Kalau dapat kemenangan, itu sekalilah pergi final. Jadi kita football tu dah naik prestasinya. Saya ucapkannya kepada semua penyokong football Sarawak. Pihak kerajaan akan sentiasa membantu dan saya yakin bahawa hari itu kita dapat lihat pemain-pemain yang handal.
The Premier also hails Kuching City FC for securing a semi-final spot in the Malaysia Cup after a 4-goal thriller where they take on Selangor FC. Abang Johari says Sarawak football is gaining momentum, fueled by rising performances and the pitch and strong home support in the stands. He speaks before kick-off at the Sarawak Premier Cup 2025 final between Bintulu FA and Samarahan FA at the Stadium Negeri Kuching. In a thrilling finale, Bintulu etches their name in history as the inaugural champions after defeating Samarahan 3-1. The deployment of new vessels to Sarawak is a key government focus to strengthen maritime security, especially in areas with oil and gas platforms and strategic shipping routes. Deputy Home Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Shamsul Anwar Nasara says 2 multi-purpose mission ships under construction will be stationed in Sarawak and the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. He adds that 4 incoming maritime helicopters will be based in Sabah, following current needs assessments, including offshore monitoring and rising maritime activities.
Untuk helikopter berkenaan, kita untuk perancangannya kita akan tempatkan di Sabah atas keperluan tinggi. Mana penempatan aset-aset di bawah KDN termasuklah di APMN. Kita melihat dari segi keperluan ancaman keselamatan kumpulan aset dan sebagainya. Mana kita tidak meletakkan aset atas pertimbangan yang begitu saja, tapi mengambil kira dari semua aspek lah. Soal keselamatan, keperluan, ancaman dan sebagainya. Jadi untuk helikopter itu setakat ini perancangan kita ialah di Sarawak.
In this regard, he says the Home Ministry will continue to strengthen MMEA's capabilities through continuous training, the use of modern technology, and asset upgrades to ensure readiness remains at the highest level. He stresses that after 21 years of establishment, the MMEA has emerged as a key pillar of national maritime security and will continue to be empowered in line with evolving global security challenges. Online gambling and synthetic drug abuse are identified as among the most pressing security challenges, requiring serious attention from village development and security committees, both village and residential area levels. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Amar Fadillah Yusof says, although various measures have been taken, including discussions at the cabinet level, enforcement against online gambling remains constrained by existing legal limitations.
Secara dasar, dari segi judi itu di Malaysia boleh secara dasar sebab yang ada 4 digit, yang ada macam-macam ya, asalkan dia berlesen. Berlesen boleh. Tapi judi online tu macam ni kita nak ngawal. Kita setakat mengambil, tutup kedai, esoknya buka lagi, tutup, buka lagi. Jadi itu yang kita kena pantau. Dan juga yang kedua ialah cabaran kita dari segi kini itu banyak dadah-dadah yang sintetik. Susah nak polis pun susah nak ngawal. Jadi sebabnya kita kena pantau.
Speaking to reporters after the event, Fadillah reveals that at the federal level, the government is currently drafting legislation to address illegal gambling and hopes to table it in the upcoming parliamentary session.
Di Peringkat Persekutuan, kerajaan sedang merangka undang-undang untuk menangani judi haram. So insyaAllah dalam sesi diharapkan dapat dibawa dalam sesi parlimen yang akan datang. Mesti sempat dalam parlimen kali itu lah. Dan kita nak cari bagaimana cara kita nak tangani. Kalau tidak dibendung, maka ianya boleh menjejaskan dari segi social well-being, terutamanya generasi muda kita lah. So that's why the government is looking at it seriously.
Fadillah adds that it has yet to be decided whether the measure will be introduced as a new act or incorporated into existing cybercrime legislation. He also calls for close cooperation with the police to curb the distribution of synthetic drugs and stresses the importance of monitoring social media content that could threaten racial and religious harmony in Sarawak. Amid mounting allegations over his share ownership, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki is standing firm, stressing that there is no necessity for him to take leave following the claims and related issues raised against him. Azam says he continues to carry out his responsibilities as usual and has no plans to step aside, adding that he is fully prepared to cooperate with investigators, including providing any documents required.
Saya tak mau komen dan mereka boleh jaga tanggungjawab mereka dan saya bersedia untuk memberi apa-apa jua dokumen keterangan yang mereka perlukan. Saya dah sedia pun. Jadi bila-bila masa kalau dipanggil saya akan beri dokumen-dokumen berkenaan.
Responding to calls for him to temporarily step aside, Azam dismisses the suggestion, maintaining that there are no grounds for him to go on leave, as he has not been charged with any criminal offence.
Itu terpulang. Saya tak perlu bercuti. Kalau nak bercuti, saya beritahu berapa ramai yang kena tuduh sekarang ni di mahkamah masih lagi bertugas. Ada orang jadi Menteri Kewangan pun masih lagi. Dia dituduh menjadi Menteri Kewangan. Permasalahan. Saya apa ada kriminal ke?
Earlier, the government announces the formation of a special committee to investigate the allegations linked to Azam. The committee is chaired by Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Shamsul Azri Abu Bakar. The controversy follows a report by an international portal alleging that Azam holds millions of shares in the financial services company based on corporate filings. Last week, Azam reiterated that his estimated 800,000 shareholdings were acquired transparently and in full compliance with regulations governing public servants. The Ministry of Finance is working closely with the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living to analyse market mechanisms and ensure that the strengthening of the ringgit translates into lower prices for consumers, particularly for imported goods. Second Finance Minister Dato Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan says the move follows the ringgit's appreciation of about 14% against the US dollar since early last year, as well as gains of between 6.5% and 7% against other major global currencies. Commenting on the broader economic outlook, Amir Hamzah says data released by the Department of Statistics Malaysia, along with assessments by Bank Negara Malaysia, show that the national economy remains on solid footing. He notes that GDP growth of 6.3% in the fourth quarter and 5.2% for the full year ranks among the highest in ASEAN. The achievement, he says, reflects the government's continued efforts to strengthen economic fundamentals, boost investor confidence, create more job opportunities, and reinforce social protection networks for the rakyat. Mounting concern tonight over the safety of hospitals in Lebanon after months of Israeli strikes across the south that have damaged towns and medical facilities. Under international law, hospitals are protected sites, yet health centers report structural damage and forced evacuations as the World Health Organization warns the country's health system is nearing collapse. RT correspondent Steve Sweeney with the reports.
Well, this is Bin Jabal Hospital, a civilian medical facility now under direct threat. In recent days, Israel dropped leaflets claiming it was harbouring fighters. As is usually the case, it provided no evidence, but what it did provide was a culture of fear among patients and staff.
Hospital administrators say the warning briefly unsettled operations.
On the day this news broke, the atmosphere that developed did indeed lead to a disruption of stability. As a result, some patients experienced a sense of fear. However, by the very next day, the situation had returned to normal. Patient appointments were not suspended.
Well, walking around, what you see is a fully functioning hospital, like many other hospitals seen in any other country across the world. Now, according to the Lebanese Health Ministry, more than 100 health facilities and hospitals like this one have been destroyed, and more than 300 health workers killed, placing additional pressure on an already overstretched health system. Well, in Bint Jabal, threatening hospitals means threatening life itself. But the doctors and the medical staff continue to work, and the patients continue to arrive. But the threat continues to linger. This is Steve Sweeney for RT in Bint Jabal, southern Lebanon.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's National Anti-Corruption Bureau has arrested former Energy Minister German Golyshenko as he attempted to cross the state border. The detention is linked to the Midas case, a major corruption scandal in the energy sector that led to Golyshenko's resignation in November last year. Although NABU did not initially name him, he served as energy minister at the time the investigation was launched.
Authorities said investigative procedures are ongoing in line with legal requirements and court approvals. The former energy minister was among several ministers who stepped down in 2025 after NABU uncovered an alleged large-scale money laundering scheme in the energy sector, reportedly orchestrated by an ally of President Volodymyr Zelensky. Investigators alleged the scheme involved $100 million in kickbacks and that the former energy minister received personal benefits. The scandal sparked public outrage, particularly as Ukraine faced widespread power outages due to Russian attacks. Tackling corruption remains central to Ukraine's efforts to secure European Union membership.
And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shulch Matur. Thank you for watching and have a good night.